My name's Harry Slade. I work for Astute Technical Recruitment within the Renewable Energy Division, and I head up the UK wind desk as part of the team and cover both on and offshore wind. So one of the things we're here to talk about today is current trends within the market. One of those in particular in terms of a technical sense within sort of wind turbine technicians as a prime example. Last year we saw an excellent uptake across the, industry-wide in hiring other technicians, experienced fitters, maintenance technicians and so forth, and bringing them into the wind sector. This worked very well and it filled a lot of roles for a lot of businesses, but what it has done is created this kind of enormous skills gap between those which are new to the sector and need a bit of mentoring, training and developing, and then a huge gulf of space between those and experienced wind turbine technicians, authorised technicians, competent technicians and so forth, who are able to impart everything they know, all the knowledge they have to these more sort of junior technicians. Most of the companies we speak to experience this kind of issue, and ultimately what we're looking for in terms of recruitment trend is we're seeing a lot of recruitment hold on bringing in those junior technicians because there simply isn't the people to train and develop those guys. So at the moment we're seeing a big push for trying to bring experienced technicians in. The issue with that is quite often salaries. Obviously we all know the cost of living crisis and has driven salaries, understandably, has driven salaries higher. And quite often a lot of businesses are just sort of unable to make that work in the business model at the moment. But we are getting to that critical point now where it needs to happen. We need to increase salaries, we need to get the right people through the door in order to balance that out. And similarly, then allow for more junior technicians, people from other sectors to be brought in, because now you've got that experience base to train them well. It's pretty tricky because if salary can't be matched, then we're finding other parts of the package can be an enticing element to bring those people in. Quite often, if we're looking at offshore wind turbine technicians, being away 2 weeks at a time isn't quite suitable for family and home requirements. If they've got young kids and so forth, or little ones on the way, then we're seeing quite often they will come onshore. As being onshore, being at home, as we put it, your own bed at night, every night is quite an incentive, where salary can't quite match the level of those offshore experienced technicians or other experienced technicians that are doing travel works or contracting works, and we're able to bring them into a permanent role if there is things about the package which is more beneficial for them, not necessarily in a financial sense. I do a lot of work within the developer space, so I work with a lot of developers, asset managers, and so forth. A number of roles we are finding across those, as well as consultancies, are things such as grid connection engineers. They are very much like gold dust currently, and we've seen a number of businesses actually fail and close because they're unable to secure a grid connection, whether that's through issues of the national grid or whether that's through not having essentially competent staff to manage those projects. I'm not 100% sure, but the evidence is clear that ultimately if you're in a business of developing wind farms, solar farms and so forth, you need to be able to connect it to the national grid. Without those talented people who know how to do that with minimal training or oversight, if that's something you don't already offer or have within your business, and you need someone to come in and manage that entire process for you, ultimately you need the right talent. And that's where using a consultancy such as ourselves that specialise within the sector can come in handy. So recently I delivered a training course to the rest of the talent sourcing partners and recruitment partners within the business. And this detailed some of the things we've discussed in this video today, but also some other factors and general kind of knowledge within the wind sector to help my colleagues sort of understand this market a bit better as well. To read the blog, you can click into the comments below and access it through there. And if you personally, as a candidate, are looking for a new role, obviously I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to get in touch. Always keen to hear from talent, even if you're kind of tentatively looking for a new role. Similarly, if obviously you're in a position as a hiring manager, I'd be more than happy to have a discussion with you about any kind of recruitment concerns you have. I know it's a real tough market out there at the moment, sourcing the right talent, and sometimes it really does pay to speak to a specialist into how to identify and bring in that talent to your business and help it thrive.